Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder. He does what Zack Snyders do. He goes to Instagram. Like, I don't know if he has much of a life because, man, he posts a lot of photos on Instagram. But he goes on Instagram and he posts a new photo. I won't say a new photo, but he posts a photo of Henry Cavill as Superman on there. But he does so to mark a milestone of him being on Instagram. And this is what he says. He goes, "Today marks a little milestone on this wild Instagram journey. 500,000 followers in just over 2 months. I just want to say a heartfelt thank you to everyone who's joined along the way. For me, these characters are kind of modern mythology, and I put a ton of reverence and respect into bringing them to life. Seeing that resonate with so many of you means the world." And then this is the little point that people started to freak out about, because he says, "Here's to many more stories together." And people obviously lost their freaking minds because they were like, "Oh my goodness, he put a picture of Henry Cavill Superman and said, 'Here's to many more stories together.'" Guys, what he's talking about is many more stories in general. Whether it's the last photograph or photography or photographer or photographer, whatever the heck the movie's called. Whether it's going to be his brawler film or whatever the next quote-unquote lifelong passion project that he's going to make, because every movie that he makes is apparently a passion project from 30 years ago of his. But whatever movie comes out next, that's what he's talking about. He's talking about many more stories together. Many more stories. Not DCEU, not SnyderVerse. Just stories. Just stories. There's no confirmation. There's no trying to get people riled up and excited about DC stuff. He's not doing it that way. Again, as you can see, you look on his Instagram, and I talked about this in an article not long ago. And I want people to see here, okay? Because Instagram is very finicky, okay? If you want followers, if you want some traction, obviously when you post a photo, you want people to click on them. You want people to like them. You want people to comment on them. You want the traction on your photos. And the more traction you get, the more likely your photos, your posts are going to get seen. The more likely you're going to get that person to hit follow on your account. And it's really easy to see here, guys. So he posted just today a photo of Sir Anthony Hopkins. And that was just 9 hours ago. And he's got 20,000 likes, 238 comments. A photo of him, 27,000 likes, 480 comments. But a photo of Henry Cavill Superman, 170,000 likes, 5,000 comments. A photo of Wonder Woman, 85,000 likes, 2,500 comments. Photo of him and Jim Lee, 42,000 likes, 900 comments. Looks like something from 300, 20,000 likes, 200 comments. Something from Rebel Moon, 22,000 likes. A random naked woman, 16,000 likes. Zack Snyder's Justice League, 96,000 likes, 3,200 comments. Random picture, Rebel Moon picture, and look at that. A DC picture, 577,000 likes, 4,000 comments. Do you see why he posts the DC content? Now, I know you guys are smart, but there are people out there who don't understand what the whole idea is behind doing this. Because you see, he's not just posting DC stuff, but everything that isn't DC, sure, it gets far more traction than anything I post, and I'm sure anything you post. But you can see he gets a huge bump in those things that he posts that are DC related, except for Amber Heard, because it's Amber Heard. But you see the huge bump that he gets compared to everything else. And that's because it's DC. It's DC related. And you can see 28, 12, 11, boom, 446 likes. And 42, boom, 274, then 17, and boom, 230. Like, the amount of likes that you get is absurd, or that he gets is absurd when he posts something that's DC centric and related. So what he's doing is, you can see this. It's kind of like he goes a few DC, he does a couple DC, he does a couple, and then DC, and then he does a couple DC, and he's doing that because he's trying to build a following on Instagram. That's what he's doing. It's all it is. And you can look at it any way you want, but the truth is, the fact of the matter is, he's doing it to build a following on Instagram. That's what he's doing. He's a smart man. He's like, look, I want to get a following on Instagram. I want people to find me there. It's obvious that he's done with Vero, and the more and more that he does this on Instagram, the more and more followers he's going to get. It's going to slow down eventually, and once it does, then he'll just go back to posting his random, ridiculous photos that he does more than anything. But until then, he'll post his random photos, and then boom, a DC photo, and boom, it'll jump up. Random photos, and boom, it'll jump up. That's what he's doing. So, people who want to sit there and think that this photo of Henry Cavill means more stories, or many more stories together means it's a confirmation, it's not. It's not. And everything going on right now with Netflix and Warner Brothers, or Paramount and Warner Brothers, Paramount and Netflix, whatever, all that stuff, all of that stuff means nothing. Zack Snyder has no idea what's happening with all that stuff. He's not involved with any of that at all. Just like he wasn't involved with the Saudis, and Christopher Nolan wasn't involved with any of that. There was never any truth to any of that. He has no idea what's going on. The likelihood of anything being talked about in regards to the SnyderVerse returning is nil right now. Right now, nil. Because that's not at the forefront of any of these business people's minds. They want to get these deals done. They couldn't care less about what universe is being shown with DC right now. They don't care, because right now they're worried about getting these deals done. They're looking at spending billions, nearly $100 billion or more, on getting these deals done. You think they're sitting there worried about Zack Snyder and him finishing off 2 movies? No, they don't care about that. And him posting these photos has nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it at all. So, again, for those of you out there who think these photos mean something, that you want to believe the sites like Cosmic Book News, or believe people that hashtag SellZSJL to Netflix was a sign that they knew what was going on, or it happened that Netflix did this because of that, come on. Be smart. Be smarter than that. It has nothing to do with any of that. None of this, there's zero chance that there's any conversation about any of this going on. And it won't. Look, I said it on Friday. If Netflix goes through, if everything goes through with Netflix, I have no doubt in my mind, there will at least be a conversation of a possibility of it happening. No doubt in my mind. Just because they've had a relationship with Zack Snyder, there's been conversations that, that have been brought up in the past that, if Netflix owns it, yeah, we'd explore it. 100% believe that once everything is done, said and done, if Netflix does come out the victor completely, it gets through all the regulators and everything like that, if Netflix ends up having Warner Brothers, I have no doubt in my mind that a discussion will be had on, is it viable? Is it worth it? Should we do it? Guarantee you that'll happen. But does that mean it will happen? That's I can't tell you that. But I can tell you this. It's not happening right now. It's not happening right now. And the only reason why Zack's doing what he's doing is simply to get followers on Instagram. Eliminate